Who do I call if it ain't you? Tell me who to call if it ain't you.
And I am hanging out with mi amiga Nydia Cisneros, and she's the founder of Cholas and Chulas, the first Latinx beauty brand. This is a Q&A, so if you have questions, feel free to, to chat if you have questions for her, or press the little question mark button at the bottom and I'll be able to see that. But for those who are unfamiliar with Cholas y Chulas, Cholas y Chulas is a Latinx beauty brand speaking Spanglish, making their own rules, smashing beauty norms, operating between Mexico City and Los Angeles. They strive to bridge the cultural gap between the Latinx community in the U.S. and Latin America. I got a prompt, girl. I am ready. So why don't you just, why don't we just start with you telling us about Cholas y Chulas and why you decided to start it? Like, take us through a short version of your upbringing and how that influenced the brand.
My mother is Chinese and my dad is very Mexican. So growing up, I looked very Mexican. So I grew up identifying with my dad.
Yeah.
And from Zacatecas, which is Zacatecas. And I mean, it's just like cowboy country. So I grew up just like a lot of people with like extra personalities, like sounds like they're yelling. But I grew up in a white neighborhood, so I always felt very Mexican.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was good. And then when I ended up moving to Mexico City as an adult, I realized that I was lacking culture. So I became así mexicana, así de corazón when I moved to Mexico City.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like I really like what really like drew me to your brand is just because like I identify so much with just like the visual aspect of it. Like it truly reminds me of like growing up Latina and having like candy and like piñatas, like everything's really festive, also like weird, but at the same time, like everything's always like fun.
Like extra, everything's fun, and that's what the culture is. It's really, I mean, it's fun. I've had fun all the time, and that's why I started Cholas y Chulas, because working in the beauty industry, I thought it was really boring.
Yeah. Like, how long have you even been working in the beauty industry? Like, what's your background in?
I was working at Urban Decay when it first started, and then I went over to Estee Lauder. Yawn. And then they fired me. I mean, I kind of like strategically,
Yeah, a lot of people getting fired right now, though, so listen up.
I know. Get fired. It's
blessing. It's a blessing.
It's a blessing. You need to flip that, like kind of, I mean, when you get fired, it's good. It's good. You got to just be smart with your money. But anyways, that's enough financial. But anyway, so I got fired, and then I started Cholas.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And also my creative director would call my ideas ghetto. So I just that kind of inspired me too.
What'd you say?
Being put down.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like, especially recently, like the idea of being a chola has been like so, like even Vogue like is covering it. Like it's been like so widely accepted within like the past couple of years. Like what is your take on that?
We're having a hip. We are.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be a chola now. A chola or a chula.
Yeah, you know what it is? We've always been here, but now we're learning to accept ourselves. So other people are accepting our culture, and we're also integrated within, different industries. Everything went urban. So now being a minority became cool. It became a commodity.
Right.
That's the truth.
It's she's not playing here today, yo. She's not.
That's the truth. So
right.
Also, Latinas are the biggest consumer of beauty.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that even people like brands finally started to notice, but definitely like your brand is like the first one that I saw that really spoke to like Latinas in particular. Yo, that eyeliner, you know, that glitter, like
That, yeah, I'm also special. I'm also now focusing on quinceañera looks.
yeah.
Quinceañera. But I'm the one that like reinvents the whole thing.
Right, right. No, I think it's like it makes you like proud, and like I definitely grew up like being really like embarrassed about having like
White
that
Tina.
associate white Gina, yeah. Just like being embarrassed all the time of like my culture and like not like having an outlet. Like all we had was like Nisha Barton to kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
look up to,
I'm
you
a
know.
fan.
Um but yeah, I think that's like super important to like, you know, finally be representing like everybody here. Like how did you grow up? Like were you like were you constantly like having like parties and shit and like just
Um, no, what do you mean how I grew up? Like I just grew up very. My dad is
like
very
culturally, I
cultured.
guess.
I grew up spending the summers in el cerro, sabes, en el rancho with my dad.
Because
What?
he's a norteño.
Norteño, como del
Okay, so
rancho.
from the north side of Mexico.
Yeah, desert, north,
Mm-hmm.
horses, and just they grew up just being really proud of working the fields. Like they owned a lot of land, and they were into uh, productos nacionales de Mexico. You know, so I grew up with appreciation for agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
That
That's
was my
amazing.
so when I growing up and now as an adult, that word paisa now it's cool, right?
Right. Yeah. It's like being like everything. It's like when bitch used to be like really derogatory. Now it's like bitch, you
Yeah,
know?
so now paisa is something cool. There's a brand called Paisa Boys, but you know what? Like that took a while, and
Mm-hmm.
that paisa he doesn't need you to like him. Like
Yeah.
paisa, la doña, all of them they have the highest level of confidence that they don't need.
Right. Yeah.
So us,
Totally.
so us really grabbing onto these labels and being like Paisa and Latinx, we've just learned to accept ourselves, and that's huge.
True. Yeah. I definitely
That's
feel
huge.
like that too. It
Yeah,
is huge.
because I can tell
Uh,
you that my aunts can give a fuck about Cholas y Chulas. They're like, ¿qué son esa madre, esa chingadera que tienes esa cara?
right. But like that is like that's like your inspiration. That's funny.
Yeah,
Like,
my aunt. I was like, tía, fue mi inspiración. She's all like, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, chingate tu taco, Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone has that like BS slash aunt that just like is decaf mode, just not give a fuck.
she doesn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
pull out your hair, you look like a Japanese boy.
I had that haircut too. I definitely did the bowl cut when I was like super into Carano. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look like Carano. Did not look like Carano.
I know, I know. But yeah, so right now Cholas is like it did start 10 years ago as a TV series concept.
What do you mean by that?
I was pitching a TV series. It was Spanglish script. It was fucking 10 years ago for Televisa. I did a sizzle reel.
Are you kidding me? Okay, so that's like if you go to your Instagram
That was like
stories,
legit.
and you'll see like a little bit of. Oh my God.
I'm like turning 40 next year, okay? So when you get fired from 35 professional jobs, what does it do? It gives you a facelift. I am young looking because I get fired, okay?
She's still young. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
stability, right? But just full of ideas, okay? Full of ideas.
Yo, yeah. And that's like where everyone's even looking to like Instagram for like their inspiration for like their huge corporate brands. So it's like, yo.
Well, Cholas y Chulas designs for corporate. That's how we keep the lights on.
That's how you get the lights on while you're in the car. Something that I also wanted to like tap into is just like what I love about what you do on social media. You're always like highlighting like a certain immigrant story like into your brand. Like I remember you highlighted this girl who creates like these little toys in Tulum, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, you're always like, I love that because I feel like
Carla Maria.
there we go.
I told her, it's true, because this girl is an entrepreneur and she is an inspiration. And I'm like, dude, when you want to come to America, I will sponsor your trip.
Wow, hell yeah, dude.
I was all
Fuck
like,
yeah.
dude, we look alike. Honestly,
No, but
yeah.
I think that's like super special. And it's like, I mean, growing up, your dad's like an immigrant. Like, my parents are immigrants. Like, we're still in this discussion, especially like right now with like fucking Trump. Like,
Okay,
and the fact that immigrants are like cleaning the hospital rooms right now because like nobody else wants to be cleaning them.
Just kidding.
That ain't true, because I think
no, but you know who's also a big inspiration for my Cholas y Chulas does give 15% of our net sales to shelters in Tijuana. And
amazing.
Growing up, my mom is Chinese, so my mom's dope. She was like a Harriet Tubman kind of, She would smuggle so many people to the U.S. in our mobile home.
Wow.
Like,
damn.
Dude, she went to federal prison.
Whoa, shit.
No, but my mom did. She took people, but they just wanted to go to Disneyland, Quería ir a Disneyland. My mom would smuggle them.
That's the dream. I mean, Mexico's huge. They have their own like version of Mickey Mouse. It's like Mexican Mickey Mouse. Yeah. That is the dream, dude. That's amazing. So I see where you get that like hustler mentality, like from your dad, like from your mom. Like, I think that's also really important, and like just raising you with like these ideas that like you don't have to work for corporate in order to make shit happen,
Right, when I was like, I don't know, I was 8 or something, my dad told me, he sat me down and told me, like, this used to be Mexico, like,
Yeah, I remember my parents having that conversation with me.
So
yes.
Don't be afraid. This is ours.
Yeah, I mean, like it's true, like especially like right now, like kids, I don't even know if like kids still grow up with like that mentality. I'm sure that they're a lot more like secure in like who they are, because there's just like so much on the internet that they can look up to. But that was definitely
but also a lot of younger generations don't speak Spanish.
Yeah. I'm like still insecure about my Spanish. Like,
Spanish.
I know. I just like I don't have like the correct like conjugation. I'm like such a perfectionist that I just get like, oh. Oh. But get me drunk and it'll be perfect.
I can see.
Perfect. Yeah. So how would you describe like the Cholas and Chulas girl? Like who is this makeup brand for?
The makeup is for girls. I mean, just girls are as young as like 8 years old, to makeup artists, to girls who go to clubs. It's a girl who's at the moment who's she's not following trends. She's more inspired by how she feels about herself, and that inspires her look. And that's pretty much the Cholas y Chulas girl. And we were around before Euphoria, okay?
True.
We
calling them out.
And we get Euphoria kits, and but it's they did make our beauty visible, and now it's called Euphoria, and it's awesome. Pero sabes que esas pinches estrellitas, los diamantitos.
Yeah, that's true. And like Milk Brand started doing that too, right? Yeah.
But it's okay. I have a million more ideas.
True. Yeah, and there's plenty of room for you to do that.
The room, Oprah. I love your Oprah vibe. I love it.
Like it's like Tyra Banks, Oprah. Oprah. But I also wanted to ask you about, like, I feel like Mexico City has definitely gotten on the map, like within the last couple of years as well.
20 years. It's been on the map.
It's been there, but like all of a sudden, white America has discovered it, and now it's like, just like a hub. Like a bunch of New Yorkers moved there, blah, blah, blah. Like, how is Cholas and Chulas like preserving kind of like the real culture, the real like grit of Mexico City and merging that with like Los Angeles too? Like, I know that you do that in a really good way. And I'm just curious of like your experience, like living in Mexico City and then also LA.
Well, Mexico City on a, geographical scale, it is the biggest city in the world, so it can never be gentrified. So,
Yeah.
I think like, white Americans can be gentrifying neighborhoods with like Colonia Roma, La Condesa, but you know what? Like, it's never going to get so bad where you don't recognize Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for us, the story is also, Mexico is a very classist society.
Yeah.
And I grew up because when you grow up as a first generation immigrant here, you don't really see class. You just see people. Well, at least I do, So I do. I like hang out in Nessa, hang out all over. I don't just like hang around trendy areas. So a lot of our followers, it was because we would capture these neighborhoods that nobody goes into.
Yeah.
Like Doctores, Nessa, Obregon, like all these, there's like so many colonias that kids don't know about. And that's why we're hoping to open Casa Cholas y Chulas in the summer. So people
cool.
Yeah, people can go and hang out.
Yeah. What would that be? Just like a brick and mortar store or something?
No, it's gonna be like a casa, like an actual house. Con pinches camas. So think about like a house and it's free. You can stay 1 to 3 days. And if you're talented and you're going to like pitch in on a project, you can stay there for a week.
Yeah. Nice. So it's like a residency.
It's a resident. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But
okay. There we go.
Like, you can be awful at something, but as long as you're passionate, you can come in.
Sick. Okay.
I don't want you to be like, oh my God, I have so many followers. Like, I don't care,
Yeah. Yeah.
What you're like down to create.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's a house in Chapultepec.
Oh, nice. That's yeah. Okay. So how do we apply? Like,
you just hit them on DM. Like, it's like an open door. It's like, and it's going to have an open kitchen. You're going to learn how to cook if you want to cook. You come in with a bag of rice or beans or fruit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't come in like with nothing. You have to come in with something.
All right, cool. Dude, that's like a huge opportunity. Like, I'd be down for that.
I know, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah. Then see, okay, I'm gonna apply.
You and all you 5 people, you guys can all stay. All you guys, I got you on the screenshot you. Cargo book.
Dude, fuck yeah.
You
so
guys
like,
welcome.
what else like inspires you for the brand? Like, is that, or it can be like in general, like I feel like you're such a creative person, you always have like a million ideas. Like is it just like Mexican culture that inspires you? Like, what kind of
I always grew up as
you
an outsider. Even within your minority demographic, there's still minorities, and like if you're queer or weird,
yeah,
you're already weird, amongst that minority. So
yeah,
growing up, I grew up feeling just like I didn't even fit in within many different within my own culture. So
yeah,
it is inspired by these kids who are outliers in a way that is like creative, or you express yourself. So Cholas y Chulas also is reclaiming the term chola.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a chola?
I do at night. What do you do in the bedroom? No. I do. Like when I go and ask for a small business loan,
Yeah. Then you put your chola face on.
I do. I'm all scared. I'm all like, dude, I need this money like right now.
Right.
Like, can I see your business plan? I'm like, yeah, my fucking business plan. I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah. Yo, it's a good mentality to have going into something.
Yeah.
You're just like chola face on,
Yeah, and the chula is that 13-year-old girl that will always live within me. So I am very loyal to that 13-year-old Nydia.
Yeah.
She's dope. She's like super nice. She's like really nice.
She was a sweetie pie.
She's a sweetie pie. Like, keep her alive. So all like the cute stuff that we do, it's that 13-year-old Nydia.
Yeah. Is that why you got into makeup? Like, because like there's just so much you can play around with.
I love dress up. I am a
Mm-hmm.
tomboy who loves dressing up. So
Yeah.
right now I'm like in my like cowboy PJs with a blazer, you know, my grandpa's watch
Oh,
and
and
my
hell
bag.
yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, you know, when I dress up, I do feel a certain way. Like this is all vintage or it's handmade, but I feel fucking rich as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even when like I put on like eyeliner, I'm like, oh shit, I'm awake like in the morning, you know? Like if I
You know
don't
what? I
have
try.
eyeliner, I'm like, whoa, all right, let's do it. Let's get it.
Selfie.
Yeah, right. But if I don't have anything on, then I'm just like, all right, yo,
Yeah.
sweatpant day for sure.
And when you look at our culture, you know, we've always had this folklore to our culture, you know, from the very
Mm-hmm.
beginning. Our roots is embellishing, it is feathers, fucking gold, it's everything. You put everything on.
Right.
And, you know, it was considered tacky and everybody would call it
Yeah,
tacky. But last year at the Met Gala, you know, the theme was camp. You know, all of
totally.
a sudden being campy was in. And it didn't
Right.
start with the drag queens, okay? No.
It's just,
Already no.
she's like, it started with Mexico.
It started con las comadres.
Nice. Somebody else has a question. Let's see. Um, Somebody asks, do you think that Chicanx culture has had rebirth in the past few years?
Yeah, I think it's a seasonal thing. I don't know. It does.
It happens when the Met Gala comes along.
I think
People put their baby hairs out again. They're like,
it comes in a way. I think it all comes in waves, and I think the thing that is more important is that us as a people, as a community, we're more united and we're more supportive of each other because within
yeah,
our culture there's subcultures, and sometimes even within immigrants, you know, there's like soy del norte, soy del sur, eres centroamericano, and if we were more united we wouldn't be a trend, we would be a long lasting like force in the market, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't want us to be turned off because the white people turned us off and said like you guys aren't trending anymore.
right.
Okay, they labeled us Latinx.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
and
Yeah.
we didn't do it to ourselves. We were Latinos, you know, like Latino for a long time, and all of a sudden we became Latinx, and it became this like trendy word, and we all labeled ourselves as Latinx
Hmm.
because it was cool. But a lot of Mexico thinks it's offensive.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah,
back in like La Ciudad?
no, I mean in a way because you know, a lot of people don't, because within the Latinx community it becomes very you tunnel vision, you know.
Hmm.
It's not very inviting. Not a lot of people are welcomed into that Latinx community. You
Yeah,
got
like as in terms of more like ageism.
ageism,
Hmm.
also like how artsy are you, you know, also there's
Yeah.
all these variables. So I'm just like being
Hmm.
honest that, you know, there is more strength in Latino, but right now Latinx is a trendy word.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely was something that I first got exposed to like in LA, like within like the creative community. And then like even I had to like do research like myself. I was like, wait, what is, you know?
Peace,
I was like, wait, am I not keeping up? But now it's something that I'm just kind of like already accepted and like it's part of like my vocabulary. Um, but yeah, I feel that way even like I feel like a little bit divided too between just like if you are like first generation versus like what I like to call like Dodger generation, like a lot of Dodger fans who are like they're like Mexican but they've been here in the States for like a while, you know what I mean, and just finding
like
like
your parents grew up here or something. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes like there's like we don't see like eye to eye, and I think that that's in the end it's like, yo, we just gotta like fucking stand together, you know what I mean?
And I think that's like one important thing that you have to see where that X comes from.
Mm-hmm.
When you know when the Spanish conquered Mexico and the Aztecs in their alphabet they had double letters like a double M or a
Mm-hmm.
double W. So then the
Mm-hmm.
Spaniards said like, oh, that word doesn't exist, that letter doesn't exist. So they would put an X.
Mm. Oh shit.
So the correct spelling of chola is Xola.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
also the word chola, it's been reclaimed not by the, veteranas or the immigrant here. It was reclaimed in Mexico. A chola, Xola, comes from the word chola squinkle. Chola squinkle is the Aztec dog.
Okay.
So the Spaniards would refer that to anybody who even had a quarter Indian or African. So you were called a chola because you were a mestiza, because you were mixed.
Whoa.
Chola became an urban thing, and integrated into the LA landscape. But in reality, it comes from Latin America,
Yeah. Yeah,
in
of course.
In Bolivia, they have cholas and they're wrestlers.
Yes, I do know about that's great.
Yeah, so
Shit, dude.
So a lot of so Cholas itself, the brand that I created, there's so much more. There's so much more of a richer backstory.
Yeah.
Where it comes from.
Yeah. And I think you're doing a good job with that. It's like visually, like through your social media and just like who you're reaching out to specifically. Like I feel like it's definitely getting that message across.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we definitely say like with you, because you're awesome. You're hearing the rawness of the cholas y chulas, But when I do interviews, even with Vice, it's like, let's talk fashion.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
I'm
Yeah,
smart.
man. Yo, I hope y'all are taking notes right now. Like I just got a school lesson too. So you guys, were running out of time, but if anyone else has any last minute questions, or if you have anything else you want to say about like your brand, like where you guys are taking it next, like, what's in the future?
The future is the focus for 2020 is this whole quinceañera looks.
Nice.
The quinceañera looks, and we created a little capsule for Target. It's called MisQuince.
Cute. When's that coming out?
It's going to be coming a holiday.
Okay, cool. All right. After this is all over. Yeah, man. Well, it's good. At least you're staying busy right now, like during quarantine. You're able to like work on all this ideas and drive around in your car. All right, girl. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you guys.
Bye.